So this week I'm at Mount Buffalo with Laura. Laura is a local mountain biker, trail runner. She also grows, makes, preserves a lot of her own foods, and today we're catching up to have a chat about different foods that you can take on adventures.
One of my passions is growing my own food and using local produce in my food. If you're out there running, you're out there riding, you need a lot of food, so I like to make my own generally. Yeah, and this is such a good region to do it. You know, you can get the pumpkin seeds, you can get apples, you can get chestnuts, you can get hazelnuts, you get berries. So whatever season it is, there's something around that you can pick up. And what you can't, then I try to grow my own.
What do you reckon?
That's all right. Should we have a park up?
First snack spot. So Laura, you were mentioning before about trail running events and events that you've done in the past, how a lot of the foods that they have out there is usually lollies and it's really high in sugar and artificial.
A lot of that stuff that I just can't stomach. So today I've made a bit of a trail mix. I'm calling this the Locals Trail Mix. Literally everything in it is local ingredients and it's all fresh, highly nutritious, except for maybe the honeycomb, which is not remotely healthy, but I made from using honey from my own beehive.
That looks amazing. Yes. One of the things I learned from a local guy who's a chef, he said sweet, sour, salt and crunch. And texture is a massive thing, and I find, like, especially with events where you've got gels or things like that, eventually your body doesn't want a certain flavour if it doesn't want a certain texture. And I reckon flavour fatigue is a real thing, like especially if you're on a big day or a multi-day hike. If you take the same meal or the same snack, you eventually don't want to eat, which is obviously really important to refuel.
Yeah, definitely.
What a spot.
Woo.
So this is my first day in the snow this season, and first time up on Mount Buffalo in a while. And even though it's not perfect bluebird skies and days, I kind of like it like this. The mountain's usually fairly quiet, and it's still so nice just to get out and be out in nature.
And we got coffee. And you can be anywhere when you got coffee, you know.
The honeycomb's out.
Woo! You want some?
Yes, please.
There you go.
Oh, that's a big chunk.
Yeah,
this was one of the highlights from the trail mix.
Good?
This is insanely good. I wish I could share some. So something that you mentioned earlier, Laura, is just about the weight of the honeycomb, and that's definitely a consideration when you're on a hiking trip or you've got to carry everything that you're taking. So do you have any go-tos?
Well, something like the honeycomb is so good because it is so light, it's like air, and it's a real sugar hit. So if you're feeling a bit low, all you need to do is have a bite of this, and I reckon you're going to be buzzing for like a good 20 minutes, I would say. Other things I would say, like I really like the chocolate coated the coffee beans because they're a real caffeine hit, and they're so portable and they're light, and in something like the snow they don't melt as well, so they're a really good option. Other things that I often make are like sticky rice cakes or protein balls because they're portable and they don't go off and you can carry them for a couple of days.
So Laura and I are just at the turn off to the Sentinel, which is that big beautiful rock over there. It's just a good reminder that, well, I guess the sign being partially buried, that conditions can change here at any point, visibility can change, so it's a good idea to make sure that you're prepared, you've got the right gear and you know where you're going as well. It can be a little bit disorientating, so yeah, keep those things in mind, or if you are going to get off piste, so to speak, head out with a guide. I heard you brought up some sort of lunch.
Maybe.
Maybe.
What do you reckon about soup?
That sounds good.
How about a ramen?
That sounds amazing.
Oh. How hungry are you, Stan?
I'm always hungry.
Yeah, so I brought some veggies from my garden. So I dehydrated some stuff, just so it was easy to carry. I've got some broccoli, some mushrooms, some cauliflower, some spinach and kale that I just chopped up. Nice easy stuff that's good for you, nutritious. Yeah, so we'll give it a go. Yeah. I brought my secret ingredient. Every good ramen should have some dashi in it. So.
Oh. As people, we connect so much over food, and it's such a big part of our life. We eat obviously every day, and to enjoy a meal, especially a good meal and good company out of nature, is such a special, awesome thing. Oh man, that's so good. I really appreciate today too, thank you. It's just really nice to be able to try different food, and yeah, it's given me a lot of ideas for adventures, especially that trail mix was mind blowing.
Oh, it's good. Yeah, totally good.
So we're on our way to the bottom. We've got these protein balls to get us down there.
Yeah, so we've got a little bit of fat and sugar to help us roll down the hill. So they're made of some nut butter that actually a friend made, some local hazelnuts, some hemp and chia seeds, and I've rolled them in some toasted sesame. They're pretty good. Actually, this is the first time I made these.
They're really good. That whole time I was just getting into this one. I hope you guys have enjoyed that this week, something a little bit different, and hopefully it's given you a few ideas for food for your next adventure. Next week will be our last video before a little break, so hope you guys have been well, and hopefully you've been out to enjoy some snow, or you got plans in the pipeline to get out and enjoy the winter weather. We'll see you guys next week.